These are the 3 New Year's resolutions I insist you take on for your personal development and personal enlightenment, 2 of which we've gone over in the previous video. Number 1 of which is you're attaining self-appreciation by recognizing that appreciation is not being thankful or grateful, but the full understanding of something. Self-appreciation being your full understanding of yourself. And that you're recognizing that you don't have to pretend to be someone else, who's bigger, faster, stronger, better, smarter. You can be you. You can appreciate who you are and not have to aggrandize who you are. And people could be, this could be sublimely confidence inspiring with other people, and people will really gravitate to you for it. Number 2 is that you become secure. You become self-secure by recognizing that security is just a sensation. It's just a feeling. It's something you create. There's no amount of money or anything that can provide you security outside of your keeping your head above water. And you can create your own security by your personal development and your social development, your social skills and your personal psychological skills and your ability to influence the world. The third New Year's resolutions I insist that you take on is the thing that I want to continue on now, and that is that you become an independent. And most people don't appreciate what an independent is. So you ready for this? An independent is a variable whose variation does not rely or is not affected by another. A variable whose variation is not affected by anything else. So let me just give you this scenario, and the majority of people fall into these categories of people, or let's call it classifications, or let's call it an archetype of person. There are 3 primary archetypes of people. The majority of people. Number 1 archetype are the follower archetype, and none of these are bad or good. They're just how people like to or prefer to function in the world, and that's completely okay. But these functions results in outcomes, and if you want a specific outcome in your life, you look at the function in which you have to change. You have to look at the variable you need to change in yourself. So let's give you this picture. There's a follower archetype whose validation, they get their validation from the result of doing the thing that they're supposed to do. They're doing what others tell them to do. And they're doing that, and they say, good girl or good boy, you did a good thing. And you feel good, you feel validated by it. And they don't feel validated. They lose that sense of personal validation when they've done what they're not supposed to do. They've done the wrong thing, or other people say, hey, you're not doing what you're supposed to do. Or if they're deviating from the norm or what's commonly accepted, or what's convention, such as what we do here. But these followers, they lose a sense of validation when they're not doing what's commonly accepted and what's convention. The second archetype is a person who call themselves a leader, but actually they're managers. A leader, let me define this person first. They get their validation when other people follow them, or when they have people that follow them or do what they tell them. And they lose that sense of validation when other people stop following them, or they start losing followers, or they lose the gratification of social standing, or they lose the gratification of other people giving them recognition. But they're not actually leaders, because a leader says, hey, I'm going this way, come follow me. Or I'm going this way, would you like to come? What they actually are managers. Managers say, hey, you do this, you do this, hey, you, come follow me. These are managers. A leader says, hey, I'm going this way regardless, would you like to come? The third classification of people and their functions and their preferences, this is the misfit, and they are neither validated by doing what they're supposed to do, doing what's convention, what's commonly accepted, or they're also not validated by doing or other people following them. And so they're disenfranchised people. They're not validated by anything. And then there's this super archetype. There's this one rare individual who is an independent. And this is a very rare individual indeed. And this is what I encourage you to strive towards. An independent is someone who's validated solely by the results of their decisions. They see what's reasonable for them is something they would like to do. They reason it out, and they recognize, hey, this is something that makes sense to me. It feels right. Consciously it feels right. Emotionally it feels right. And ethically it's a good thing to do. I'm going to do it. They don't need the validation of people saying, hey, you're doing the right thing. Or they don't need the validation of other people following them. They're just validated by doing what they think is the right thing to do. They go do it, and they make their decisions off of that, of what they reason out to be a good thing to do, what they reason out to be a pleasurable outcome, and then they try it out, or they go and do that. And whether or not they get a positive or negative outcome, they say, oh, this thing works, or this thing does not work. I feel good, I've done it. I feel good that I've done what I'm supposed to, what I said I would do. I feel good that I've reasoned it out, and now I got a result. Now I got something to work off of. Now I continue doing it. If I iterate and continue iterating, I'll get better at it. Or I don't have to do it at all. I don't need the validation of other people saying, hey, you did the right thing, or you're not doing the right thing, or you did a good thing, or you did a bad thing. They are an independent. So you can become an independent regardless of what classification or what archetype you are, whether you're a follower becoming an independent, recognizing that I don't need to be doing what's conventional. It doesn't even make reasonable sense to me. You know what? I'm going to do my own thing. I'm going to do what I think is right. Or you could be a manager leader, becoming an independent by recognizing I don't need other people's validation for me to feel good about myself. I can just do my own thing. It doesn't matter what other people say. Or you could be a misfit who's neither validated by doing what they're supposed to do, or other people following them, and recognize that, hey, you know what? I can just feel good about me. I can feel good. I can feel happy because I recognize that happiness is something that I create for myself. I can be happy. I can feel good. I'm going to be me. I'm doing what I think is reasonable and correct and right. And I feel good about doing it. And I can be validated by that. You can become an independent in this way. So those are the 3 New Year's resolutions I insist you make for your personal development and your personal enlightenment. Number 1, that you appreciate yourself by recognizing that your confidence and your self-esteem has to be aligned. They have to be in cahoots and correlated with each other. And that if you estimate more than you can demonstrate for yourself to be true, you have to bring down your estimation. You can have lofty goals, but not lofty and inappropriate estimations. It sets you up for disappointment every time. And you can become self-secure by recognizing that security is just sensation. Security is something you can create for yourself, no matter who you are, no matter where you are. And you can become free by providing for your own security. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean you have to protect yourself. You have to only protect yourself. Security is also a social skill. It's your ability to influence people to help you if you need it. Hopefully that helps. Share this video with other people. I hope you have an amazing year. I'll talk to you in the next video. Bye-bye.